Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Minus the Rumors podcast for 33116. I, I am Crimson Rose. I'm here with Bob and Hippie.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, let's go ahead and get this one away. So first things first, we have Black Ops 3 Awakening DLC will be free on the PS4 this weekend. Plus, there'll be a double XP event announced for all versions. So that's pretty exciting. So if you want this DLC, I recommend picking it up this weekend. It'll run from April 1st through the 4th. So anyone that's got PS4 can check it out. Highly recommended. Very highly touted game. Very highly touted DLC. So if you're a fan of Call of Duty, then yeah, be sure to check it out.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Call of Duty myself, but I really appreciate the fact that DLC costs money. And like with a game, you can usually get a demo, but usually with DLC, you have to go through web reviews and other versions of critique. You can't critique it yourself. So
Right.
this is like Call of Duty games typically have this is the first time they've done this, and it's a practice that I really appreciate as a consumer. It's a very pro-consumer move from the gaming industry, which isn't always that way, but this is definitely a move in the correct direction.
Right, and keeps the franchise going strong. But in other news, a little bit of kind of sad news. Kind of expected that it should happen probably a while from now. Nintendo has announced it will cease operation of the DSi shop March 31st, 2017. So if you don't know what that is, there's a lot of Nintendo handheld consoles. One of them in particular is the DSi. It's getting a little old, but as of September 30th, 2016, your Nintendo points won't be redeemable on it anymore, and it'll completely shut off the shop March 31st, 2017. However, the 3DS has been out a while, and 2DS, and a bunch of other things. So the DSi is basically at this point has gone somewhat by the wayside, and they're pushing markets
Mm-hmm.
to go to the 3DS and whatnot, because at some point, probably not too far down the line, we're gonna have the NX handheld version. So you gotta make way for all that. So it's not surprising. But yeah, if you got a DSi, then you gotta maybe look at upgrading.
Yeah, and the thing is like with when it comes to online stores and that are console, even if it's a handheld console specific, it's it's an unwritten thing that it's eventually going to go away.
Of course.
That's just part of it. It's sad news, but it's had a very long run, and you know, so rip DSi store.
In other words, download all the things before moving on.
Hurry up and spend all your money.
Right.
At least the money you got invested on there. Um, Far Cry Primal is introducing a what is introducing permadeath with survival mode. Basically, if you want to enable permadeath, how it works is if you die, you have to restart the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Ubisoft announced this news via its blog, and they've actually got a YouTube video up titled Far Cry Primal Survivor Mode Announcement, to where the director Thomas Simon said survival mode will make exploration, crafting, and difficulty more realistic. He also says that you'll be able to play any difficulty and enable permadeath. So it's not just a survival mode thing. Those are two separate things. So if you want to do permadeath on whatever they call easy mode, you can.
I think
But
it's a good move. Keeps the game fresh. I know Fallout is doing the exact same thing with
mm-hmm,
survival mode and whatnot. You can pick this up as a free update on April 12th, as well as with all this, it is coming for the PS4, Xbox One, PC. But in addition, the new mode will bring 4K textures to the PC version. So
yeah,
that's everything's going to 4K.
yeah, and a lot of this stuff, like there were mods in other games that did similar things, like the you'll have to craft cold weather gear. that was a Skyrim mod at one point.
Right.
And so they're taking notes from the fan base saying, like, the mother of all necessity is invention, sort of thing, to where they're like, well, they keep on making these mods. We can make money by just putting them in the game, and people will buy it because it's one of the few games that has this.
Right. I think it's a good move for them. So.
It's very wise of them.
Yeah.
Oh, and in other news, so that game we all love, Rocket League, basketball. Wait, what? What?
What? I thought it was
So,
football, like the international version, or soccer if you're in the U.S.
so Rocket League, right? Rocket League has announced a basketball mode for early. Now it was announced in March this month. So now you can use your cars to play basketball. How it's supposed to work, I don't. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the fact that it's going to other sports and how Rocket League has basically exploded. It's nice to see that it's on not only soccer but basketball. So that's pretty exciting. A new chapter in the world of Rocket League.
Are we going to get Rocket Rugby soon?
I think the
How?
only things we're going to. Yeah, exactly. I think the only things you could do is you could do soccer. You can do. Well, technically, that's Gary's modish. You can do basketball. You can do hockey. Hockey is the next one I expect. Basically, the soccer but on ice where you have no tread.
Oh my god. Yes. I want it.
The insanity that would ensue.
Exactly why I would. But it's got to be something that has a court style where you go up and down, and that's the only ones that come to mind.
If they
Yeah,
do
and
hockey,
even then, I'm like,
they need a card that looks like a moose.
no, they need to have a car that looks like a Zamboni.
I want a moose.
Yeah, I don't see American football working. Rocket League Space Jam. But
Come on,
Yeah.
get the jam.
so yeah, be sure to keep a lookout for this. This again, I'm excited to see what they're doing and how they continue this. And it looks like it may come out in April, but not quite sure on that one just yet. Yeah, will arrive in April. In other news, one of my favorite games growing up, Pokemon Snap. I played it on the 64 for hours upon hours upon hours. Loved the game, then played it on the Wii Virtual Console. But now, the Pokemon Snap is hitting the Wii U Virtual Console in Japan, so this is a pretty huge game. It came out in 1999. On April 4th, it'll be out for the Wii U. Hopefully, it'll be imported to the US on the Wii U. Great game. It really needs to be just redone for new graphics, new gameplay, instead of keep porting it over. But yeah, it's pretty cool. See one of the most classic games for Pokemon to on the console continue its legacy.
Yeah, I just can't wait until they port over Hey You Pikachu.
I'm still waiting for that. I played that for hours.
Yeah, the few things I liked about that game in particular, is like if you said Sony or PlayStation or something, Pikachu would perform a Thunderbolt and get all mad.
Well, back in the good old days.
Back when rivalries were actually relevant and there were actually different games on every system.
Right. Yeah, again, like this is probably one of Pokemon's most popular console versions that came out just before the GameCube. So
Yeah.
I still want a remake, but we can't all have what we want.
It'd be really cool if you could use the Wii U pad to actually look around and.
Pokemon Snap would be perfect for VR.
Oh God.
Because you'd actually have to move around and look at what you're going to take a picture of.
Yeah, but it'd have to be a wireless VR. Otherwise, I'd get the cords tangled around my feet, trip, fall, boom.
Ah,
But yeah, it'd be funny though.
Hashtag we broke Bob.
Literally. Um, but you know something that we all want is Jarvis. Come on,
Cookies and
guys. What? Cake? All I heard was cake, and that's what I want, yes. But no, I want a form of Jarvis. Seriously. This is
Oh God, I've
going
known
to
that for years.
possibly be a possibility, hopefully soonish. But apparently it's not just Zuckerberg that wants this. It's also Microsoft. And it kind of, from reading the article, it sounds like they can build your own. But you're going to be using, Microsoft Bot framework, so, there's a basic form to it.
Right.
But yeah, I want a robot minion.
I would like a AI that I could just say like if it came with all the hologram tech that Tony has in the movies, I would just be like, here's all my money for the next 3 months. Um, probably more. But even the idea of, like, I've always liked the idea of a mobile assistant or a assistant in general, and actually paid for this mobile assistant called Assistant.ai on my phone that works really well. They're constantly updating it and stuff. But if I had a more fleshed out model that actually had personality and I could program to be a sarcastic a-hole, I would totally be up for that, because that's one of the things I loved about Iron Man more than the suits, was just the tech outside the suits, which
Right.
was so amazing to me.
How
I'll
about
go to
some
Skynet one day.
how about some even better tech? Going back to one of my favorite movies, Star Wars, holograms. You know how R2D2 had this little hologram, and she was like, "You're my only hope," or whatever. And yeah, that's a thing that we're working on. Apparently, is it's holoportation, as they say, but it allows you to see a holographic image of another person, with the use of VR and bunch of cameras around that allows them to do the 3D modeling. But it's really creepy and really amazing when you look at it.
Does it hit the uncanny valley hippie?
It's not. It's still kind of. It's like the first time somebody ever uses a green screen. It's kind of weird around the edges. You can see that there's definitely some chroma key going on, or whatever it's called. And there's a little bit of glitches, but the way that they have it set up in the video, I don't know if you guys saw the video, you two, but the way they have it set up is that the room that the other person is in is kind of set up like the room that another person is in, and so they're sitting, the hologram of the person is sitting on a chair. And it's really, it's uncanny, because you can kind of see them glitch a little bit every once in a while. So there's a human there, but they're not quite right. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, I want this more than I want Jarvis. Forget Jarvis. I want to be able to have face-to-face video calls with people like this.
Have
Then
you
I
ever
never
watched
have to leave the
Demolition
house.
Man?
No.
Okay. Crimson, have you watched Demolition Man?
Nope.
Okay, there's a scene in it to where, like, Sylvester Stallone's character, and, like, he's in the future. He was, like, cryogenically frozen in 1999 and was in the far-off future of 2000 and something. To where, basically, he just got told that, he got rejected from Mommy, Daddy, Happy Fun Time by the female lead. So, he goes in and and he has a call, and it's like a Skype-like call, but that's how the phones work, to where it's like, but the woman who calls just is topless and called the wrong number and was going to like surprise her boyfriend or something. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a faux pas like that, to where somebody's going to be like trying to surprise their boyfriend with boobs and whoops, wrong number.
I'm sure it'll go down that road at some point. But Hippie, would you rather have holograms or would you rather have the pizza bot that delivers pizza?
Why you gotta make me choose?
Why do you gotta make me choose?
um. Oh man.
All right.
I mean, I want the holograms just for the funsies, but it's like
But
if
pizza though.
yeah, it's like that pizza though, and
Right.
I can just call my family like a normal person or Skype them if I really wanted to see their face. I don't have to see their body or whatever. Like, just see their face. It's like, okay, I see you. Bye-bye. I won't talk to you again for another 3 months. I got Pizza Bot. You know what? Forget it. I want Pizza Bot.
You do know the pizza bot doesn't actually make the pizza, right?
Oh, I'm gonna make him make the pizza. I will go all Iron Man up in here to make him make the pizza. And I will give him the Jarvis voice.
Um,
I would
So-
give him the Wally voice based upon what he looks like.
oh god.
Wally.
So to
Pizza.
the people in the chat, hello, Ion, Stuffy,
Darkos.
Jenny, Draco, and all them. We're currently talking about
Draco.
holograms and whatnot. We've done the gaming news and tech news. We're about to move into entertainment, and then since we're gonna have a little bit of time left, we'll take some stories from you guys and discuss them for a little while. I have a few keyed up for us.
Stories are general questions.
All right, general questions, but
We enjoy.
put on to our little ad
Yes.
break. So, as of today, we launched a new endeavor as Minus the Rumors. Minus the Theater is now on the Minus the Rumors YouTube. By all means, go check that out. It's a very short, 8-minute clip done by me. Hopefully in the future it'll be longer, better. Let us know what you think about it. But I want to let you guys know that we've launched a new project, and be sure to go check it out. On to entertainment. Alright, first things off. The biggest news in entertainment as of this week. Batman versus Superman. So a few things about the movie. Real quick rundown. Fifth biggest overseas opening weekend in history. That it was the fourth biggest opening weekend of any kind ever. The 166 million figure is a new March record. As of a few days ago, yesterday or so, it was over 500 million. It needs, however, make around 800 million to start turning a profit, which Warner Bros. Is very excited about. They feel like they're going to surpass that, and it's laying down a good foundation for their entire cinematic universe. However, the movie does have mixed reviews. Superman the whole way. But
Mixed reviews is at a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
however, on IMDb it has a 9.4 out of 10, which is right there with Rotten Tomatoes in ability. So
Yeah.
So the way I explain it, and the way I explain it to Bob and Hippie, is if you love comics, if you know the backstory of comics, know the story arcs, love not only the characters, but what happens and knows what's happened, you will love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies that I have seen in a very long time. Not quite better than Lord of the Rings, but but it's a great movie. Now, if you're just like, I like Superman, Batman, and it's cool and whatnot, but if you're not like a huge fan of it, you're gonna go watch it and you're not gonna really understand what's happening. There's a lot of subplot, a lot of things going on at once. They're trying to play catch up. There's just a lot going on. However, if you go with an open mind, if you maybe do a little research before going, you will love the movie. It's not a bad movie. It was well made, beautiful movie. Just, it's a lot going on. I feel, though, with the movies coming out in the future, they're not going to have to play catch up, and it's going to be amazing. So
Now,
that's my 2 cents.
I'll agree. Like, I have not watched it, so take my speculation. It's still speculation for me because I haven't watched it at this point for what it's worth. From what I've been hearing, from everything up, the movie's average. It's not horrible. It's not so bad. It's not so bad it's good, and it's not god awful. It's just average. And, you know, average is okay sometimes. It's not. Now, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 71%, which is above average. But honestly, I haven't seen it. It's a Batman movie, so I'm going to see it. It's kind of like a duh for me. I've got a Harley Quinn tattoo on my right arm for a reason, folks. But at the same time, it's just one of those things to where this movie presented everything that was going to be wrong with it with that one trailer.
Right.
And if you know what I'm talking about, you know which trailer I'm talking about, cool. If not, it's the one where they revealed Doomsday in the trailer. It's not spoilers if it's in the trailer. Right.
Right.
It's never spoilers if it's in the trailer.
Which I personally think they did a great job with Doomsday. My recommendation when you go see this movie, don't go to see this movie thinking Batman versus Superman. Don't go thinking Justice League. Go thinking Batman movie. Ben Affleck is superb, absolutely amazing as being Batman. I would even say in some aspects, not all aspects, he's better than Christian Bale.
Yeah.
If you go as it's a Batman movie, you'll love the movie.
From what I heard, the first half where they're setting up Batman and getting it was amazing. From what I've heard, it just became muddled and confusing because there's so many. You could tell that this is a movie that suffers mainly from corporate mandates.
Right.
And if you can, like I said, from what I've heard, it's an average movie. That's what happens when you get too many cooks in the kitchen. But in other Batfleck news, Ben Affleck has written a Batman movie script.
Right.
Now, regardless of what you think about Ben Affleck being Batman at this point, you can tell that he does have a passion for the character because he actually has been writing the script since the movie Batman vs. Superman movie was announced. Ironically, though, a lot of people now, even though they're like originally were, oh, Ben Affleck is Batman? No. They're like, no, sorry, we're fine with him being Batman, but that one guy as Lex Luthor, which is now Lex Luthor Jr., no, don't. Never again.
I think he was one of the best actors.
He's so short.
He's so awkward and not a good way.
He has, let me put it this way. We're going back to the movie again. We're going to talk about this movie for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even seen it yet. Like, I gotta see it. I'll probably watch it this Saturday.
He has some of the best character development in the entirety of the movie. That's why I like him.
Really?
From where he starts to where he ends, great character development. Great act, really. He does the role good, but it's just he has character development, which is nice. There's certain characters that lack it. Superman lacks it. Batman has really good character development. Lois Lane, I don't like her actor.
Wow.
The guy that plays Fred is probably the best actor in the whole movie.
It's going to be weird when I see it because I'm used to that guy being evil. Like,
Right.
he almost exclusively plays villains. From what I've heard, it's like a burnt out Alfred. And he's like, I am just so tired of your...
He's so frank, and it's so just... Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, like I do like in the not the credits, but the trailers. It was like, well, you're officially too old to die young. Not from lack of trying. Like,
He's real great character in this movie.
And
Again, I will sing this movie's praises just because everyone else is.
this isn't the last thing that he's been in, but it's the last thing I've seen him in. Is like I've watched this movie recently. There was a Dungeons and Dragons movie to where he was the big villain,
Right.
and he was so cheesy.
But back to Batman writing a
Yeah,
Batman script, which is kind of meta.
yeah.
Um,
It hasn't been greenlit, so
exactly where
no,
I was going.
nobody get your hopes up too much because this could never happen. Or
But
this could be another Deadpool to where it was the movie made because of the internet.
that's what I'm thinking is this, and Ben Affleck has been studying under different people. Like, hey, help me with this, help me with this. He's not like I'm doing it by myself. He's been like trying to get people to mentor him. Like, help me with to do this. I think he's going to make it a great script. I think I know which direction he'll go. And he's got such a passion for the character. Apparently, like all his life, he's been such a huge Batman fan and always wanted to play Batman and always wanted to do it right. Where Ryan Reynolds always wanted to be Deadpool, always wanted to do it right. I think these
Yeah.
guys are just in the mindset and just like have the passion that
They
they
will
will
do their research.
they will do the
They will.
research.
They know they'll do their like Ryan Reynolds was not a huge Deadpool fan. But, like he didn't even know who Deadpool was until somebody was like, "You should play Deadpool," and gave him some comics, and you know. And then there was a line in one of the compilation graphic novels, like one of the volumes, to where it's just
But once he
where it's
got
like
into it, he
my
was
face is like. So what do you look like? I look like Ryan Reynolds got bitten by a radioactive Sharpei.
right.
And
So
that kind of got him hooked. So I see the same thing would happen with Ben Affleck, to where you knew he grew up with the good and the bad Batman movies. You know he grew up with the good and bad storylines. You know what Batman is and what works for him and what he isn't and what does not work for Batman. Because even DC has messed up their own properties from time to time, especially in the 90s, which were the dark ages at times.
But with this movie, it looks like they'll probably go with, again, this is not fact, but the way the movie leads up and some rumors, and I'm going mostly by how the movie kind of leads up.
But we're
They'll
supposed
probably
to be
do,
minus the rumors.
we're minus the rumors, but I'm basing it on fact. I'm using rumor to help the facts.
Okay.
They'll probably end up going with the Red Hood, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. If they don't go with
So,
the Red Hood, there was another storyline of, you want to have a Robin, have a really cool, edgy Robin, give me Damian Wayne.
yep. I think they're going to go with with one of the story arcs with them getting killed off.
Yeah. Yeah, under the Red Hood, that would be Jason Todd, I believe.
Yeah.
He was the Robin to where, back a little comic book info for you guys. Back in the day, there was a phone line you could call to where if you call this number, that's one vote for Robin dying. If you call the other number, it's for Robin lives. And it was a fan vote that killed Jason Todd. The only reason he came back originally was, well, this is comic books for you, because Superboy Prime, because he was the Superboy from the Prime universe, punched reality. Yeah.
Cop out.
No, I'm serious. He punched reality
I
in
know.
Final Crisis, and that was one of the side effects.
I'm just saying. Anyways, on to other news. Hans Zimmer is retiring from composing superhero movies. He's not retiring completely, but he's retiring from superhero movies. How do you feel about this, Hippie? How do you feel?
Crimson scared me so much. I think it was last night when he was like, "Oh, Hans Zimmer is retiring from making music." I think is what he said. And I flipped out. I absolutely love his music. I'm a musical person, and I was very upset. And then he's like, "No, no, no, no. From comic book movies. It's okay." He's not retiring, not 100% yet.
He's just like, I'm not doing this type of movies anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so, any other thoughts on that one, Hippie?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still gonna be sad that his music won't show up anymore in these movies because I mean I've been liking watching the comic book ish movies, and so I'm gonna miss out on that. But hopefully there's gonna be another awesome composer that takes his place, or a couple that step up to the plate.
And he does say that he's not 100% against her coming back, but he definitely needs a break, and that's what he gets at.
Yeah.
It's just he's not a fan of comic books and how that storytelling is, and to each their own on that. Okay,
Yeah.
or
And
but
he might, and he's done so many. He's probably tired of it, and I get
right,
it.
he's
And
been
what
in
I'm
it
tired
11.
of though, that constant, and mainly in the trailers, but that bong, bong,
Deep
that
down, you like it.
Hans Zimmer that's constantly using. I'm just like, please quit it. Like it was cool for the first 2 years. 6 years later, I am so tired of it.
Every time you do that, I think it was in Prometheus they did it.
Oh, it really started with Inception.
Yeah, Inception was like the first big one that it happened in, and then every other movie picked it up, and it's like, okay, it was cool when Inception did it. Now, could everybody please stop riding the bandwagon? That'd be
Like
awesome.
it'll fade to black, have that noise, then then the next scene.
And then it
Fade to
fades to
black, have
black.
that noise, next
Well,
scene.
it-
Rinse,
it's
wash, repeat.
it's now a new trope. But into other news, if you want to see Civil War early, and I don't know how you would get a ticket. I'm sure they've sold out. Sure they've been sold out. But if you do a favor to someone and get a ticket to CinemaCon, you yourself can see Captain America: Civil War a month early. That's right. They're going to be screening the entire uh, movie there early for fans. It's going to be April 13th, CinemaCon. So again, don't know how you would do that, but it's cool that they're screening it a month early. I liked it more when they did it for Deadpool. They screened it early, but they surprised everyone. Like, hey, guess what? We're screening Deadpool. Hi. So, like this, I feel like people are going to try their best to film it when it happens. Like, they're going to take things and try to sneak them in and be like, I'm going to record this and put it on YouTube early and get copy strikes. But with Deadpool, it was like this moment. Hey, guys, here you go. So I'm excited. I think it's cool. Maybe we'll find out if the movie's actually great or not and get some critiques out of it.
Yeah. I'm all about getting critique from somebody that knows what a good movie is and the source material.
Right.
That's like Movie Bob. He is a big old nerd like me, so I trust a lot of his opinions. Same thing with the Nostalgia Critic. He's a movie nerd, but he's also he knows what makes a good movie, and he knows that when something's going to work with the fans and when something isn't.
And if people that are at this will give me uh, they'll give me a review from the eyes of someone like me that understands what I'm looking at and not just a person that reviews movies for a living. Like, everything has to line up to this criteria. No, it doesn't. I'm looking at just this kind of movie, so it'll be nice.
Yeah.
It has a lot of things. Could have some bad things, such as spoilers, so I will be not on Twitter, for hours at a time between April 13th and May 5th.
If you spoil a movie before it comes out, I have a certain set of skills. I will find you, and I will punch you in the face.
Oh, no murder. Okay.
I'll like Superman off of it from Infamous gut punch you, or not Infamous, Injustice gut punch you to where my arm will be sticking out the other side if you spoil too much.
Speaking of Superman, what?
He will Batman punch you like Batman vs Superman. I'll leave it at that. Go see the movie.
Okay.
I will 1989 Batman you. I will kill you.
But anyway, so in other news, you can have a chance to work with DC Comics. Yeah, that's right. They're actually looking for new artists. All you have to do is submit your current resume and your art portfolio and or short writing sample, and maybe you would have a chance to go through a video little class, and the best people would be picked from that. So anyone could have a chance to work for DC Comics.
time to brush off my fanfics, tighten up my resume, and write a sweet, sloppy love letter to DC of why I want to work for them.
Right. So I'm sure that I don't know. I don't know what they're looking for exactly, but this is it's pretty exciting.
They're probably going to find talent before the indie scene grabs them because independent comics are really catching up. Like
Right.
IDW, their sales are the highest they've ever been because stuff like The Walking Dead and stuff, those were originally independent comics.
That and they're probably going to start relying on their brand of comics now that their cinematic universe has started back. I know Marvel has had a lot of success with their comics since their cinematic universe launched. So
Yeah, since they're saying it wasn't for Civil War, not the current movie, but the event, you wouldn't have a Marvel. The comic book event Civil War literally saved them, and it gained them enough traction to where when Iron Man came out all the all these other great MCU movies came out, it put them back on top because for people who love the Civil War event, they were like, "Ooh, I want to watch these movies," and then you had people that loved these movies and was like, "Well, I want to find out more about Iron Man." Well, what's the biggest Iron Man movie right now? Civil War, actually, because
right.
Civil War had Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, like all the Avengers. The only people that stayed out of it, ironically, were the X-Men
Yeah.
because they were just like, we've got enough hate on our way. It was like, if we promise not to get involved in this superhero civil war that's happening right now, you just don't force us to register, and
Yeah,
we'll be
they
a nation upon ourselves.
exactly because after House of M, they were technically thought of as their own nation because since they were
There
so
was 120 mutants,
right,
period, worldwide.
right. So
And this is before the Messiah complex and everything else. Which actually, I remember I got back into comics during Other M, and the Messiah complex was being released during my first tour, and that
have,
was amazing to read over there.
haven't they relaunched the franchise recently, or the universe, or the comic
Yeah, all
universe?
new, all different Marvel.
All right,
They had the Secret Wars, which is like not the old Secret Wars. They did a new one that was called Secret Wars, and basically without spoiling a lot, basically Doctor Doom became God of the multiverse, and all the multiverses and the conversion event which happened before that, blah blah blah, and stuff happens. Doctor Doom gets overthrown somehow. You're going to have to support the industry and read the comics on that one, or go to Comic Story because they do a pretty good one on that. If you're like me and can't afford to buy all these wonderful comics, and yeah, that's basically what happened over on that side. And it wasn't the best, but it was pretty amazing at times.
right. I'm excited about certain story arcs that need my mind a little bit more work. House of M, I want a little bit more detail on certain things. So when they get to that, it'll be nice.
Honestly, if you want the best story of House of M, buy the deluxe edition because in the back it gives a lot of a backstory that is only glanced over
I
or
want
not
more.
even in the comics because it's like
I want more ending story.
a newspaper that is from the alternate universe that was created during the House of M,
Right.
and it's so interesting seeing how many different things. Like for example, Spider-Man pretended to be a mutant on the behest of Uncle Ben to like be a symbol for mutant kind, even though technically he was a mutate. Difference is, a mutant is someone who's born with the X gene. A mutate is someone who's mutated and was born a normal human, such as Peter Parker or Deadpool.
So, on to some other things. We finished our normal go through tonight. However, we're done a little early, so we're going to take a few stories from you guys. I've collected just a few, and we'll be wrapping up somewhat soon. But first things first is Sega has completed its acquisition of Atlas. Um, so, it's
God.
something. So now Sega will be publishing Atlus's games. So Atlas doesn't have a lot of very interesting, I guess, to Americans. But yeah, I guess it's something Sega's trying to make a slight comeback. So good for them, I guess.
Atlas is one of my favorite companies that isn't like one of the big ones. It's one of
Right.
my favorite minor companies. They've made games like the Shin Megami Tensei series of games, including Nocturne, which was the third one that had Dante from Devil May Cry. It's basically imagine Pokemon, but with actual demons versus like little cute monsters, to where you could get historical demons and angels from various myths and religious backgrounds, and
And this
it's so
acquisition,
interesting.
right? This acquisition, they're saying it's very symbiotic. They're both parties are very happy with it. They're going to be working, even though Sega now owns them, has acquired them. They're going to be working together really well, like a very mesh. They're going to mesh very well, is what they try to come across as. So that's nice. Um, Another thing is, I'm not giving you all order because they're pretty straightforward. Halo's 5's free April DLC is coming next week, and they're going to have a live stream of it. So, of
Yeah,
Halo 5, they're going to have an April DLC. It's going to be free, and there's going to be a live stream event. What more would you like to know? So, again, free DLC is my favorite kind of DLC.
free's my favorite type of almost anything.
Right. So that live stream, by the way, will be Tuesday, April 5th, running from about 2 hours from 3 p.m. Pacific to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And, of course, they all do all their stuff on Twitch. So a little bit more Stuffy brought up the fact that Final Fantasy 15 is now out. It released yesterday.
Hmm.
So,
And currently, it's too rumorish for us to really get in depth and cover it. But has been statements that they are looking for a PC release, but they're not guaranteeing it.
they keep playing about it. I really want to play this game. It looks beautiful. Like Square Enix, just out of nowhere, the last few years has done some things.
Not the last Final Fantasy MMO, but the one before that. I had it on PC, and it was awful. So,
Well, I'm saying just like in the last, like since that E3 event.
yeah. Well, that's hype culture, and honestly, I don't listen to E3 anymore because that's like I'll listen to enough to find out what's coming out.
Right.
I don't care what it looks like because it's not wholly representative. It's entirely made
It's not,
to
but
get
still,
you.
it was the fact that no one expected it. It was just a complete. Like everyone was expecting different things. I think I forget what was really hyped that year, but also Square Enix just comes in like, yeah, you forgot about us. Yeah, we've got this, and just like
The Kingdom Hearts story got me hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
they've done good with PR.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot better than they had in previous showings. Because there's been years where I'm just like, but this past year when I'm like, wait, so you're going to give us a 2.75 like Kingdom Hearts games towards all the Kingdom Hearts games for the PS4 that didn't come out for a console tour, because I'm typically a console gamer. I do play PC now because I'm into streaming and stuff, and because, well, I have a PC that can handle the games I want to play.
Right.
So, yeah.
With that, we're just going to go through and some releases for the upcoming week. Quantum Break will be coming out April 5th, so be sure to check that out. And Dirt Rally will be coming out same day, April 5th. Sure, check that out.
Quantum Break looks very pretty.
Right, it does for sure. I've been watching a lot of commercials. Great, advertising for it.
I've been watching that one commercial that you constantly see on YouTube and ads, and it's just like, I'm not hyped for this, but I would totally buy this.
Right. As always,
because it just
guys.
seems like an interesting mechanic.
Right. As always, guys. We will be back here next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another news podcast. You can catch this one up on Twitch or on YouTube probably sometime tomorrow afternoon. Be sure to check out our YouTube, Twitter channels, and all that stuff. Be sure to check out each of our channels. We all do our own specific things, such as Bob's got his channel, Hippie is Half Heart Gaming on YouTube. Ziploc Bob is Bob, and I am Crimson Rose. Find all this information in the below areas. And again, be sure to check out Twitter, YouTube, Votable, and all those wonderful things for Minus the Rumors on all the things. And we will see you again next time.
Good night.
Bye.